Hi, this is Nick Millington, leader of the Safety Task Force, talking to you here today from Dawlish in Devon. Many of you remember Dawlish from 2014 with those dramatic pictures on the news with the railway hanging, where the sea here to my left had smashed up against the wall here, and you can see the railway here to my right. I'm actually stood on the sea defence at the moment, and I've come down this morning to have a look at the sea defence work and the construction work. Anyway, enough of that. It's time now for me to say thank you to everyone again. I've got a long list of people to say thank you to from all around the country, so bear with me, I've got my little list here. So firstly, I go quite a long way from where I am now. I go up to Scotland, and I say thank you to Alan O'Hare, who's a System Support Manager at Motherwell, Senga Fairley, System Support Manager at Glasgow, and Karen Singh, System Support Manager at Edinburgh. And I thank you ever so much for the MST review work and the uploads that you've done into Ellipse. That's a massive thank you from me for the work you're doing to make the Scottish plan as safe as it can possibly be. Also, I go to Scott Dunn, the track maintenance engineer at Edinburgh. Excuse me, I've got a train here to my right, which seems about half of the course when I'm filming. So Scott Dunn and Gary Cunningham, excuse me. Gary Cunningham, who is the IME in Edinburgh. Thanks to Scott and Gary for the great work you've done in Scotland with the remote track circuit operating devices, the T-CODs. That will make the line blockage plan in that area much safer forevermore, so thanks ever so much. Now I go into the system operator and our timetabling function. A big thanks to Maria Lee and Adam Hodgson. You've given us some great help and guidance with the network code and the planning processes, which will help the Safety Task Force secure the right safe amount of access. So thanks to Maria and thanks to Adam. Next we go to the southern region. I'd like to say thank you to Sam Allen and Ian Sadler for the work that you've done in the London Bridge area with the S&C patrolling. Thanks ever so much for making that safer. Thank you. The Croydon Delivery Unit, since the 1st of April, have done nearly 22,000 hours without unassisted lookout working. Amazing. In particular, I'd like to thank James Ives, Jamie Jarman, Ajimobi Ademola, Chris Narcissi, Cameron Evans, Sam Justin Onuegbu, Lloyd Dyer, Anne Tam and Lucio Crisciolo. Thanks ever so much for the work you've done there. Perfect, really appreciated. Also in Southern Region, I'd like to thank Lisa Lipshaw. Lisa does absolutely amazing work behind the scenes supporting the Southern Region teams with communication support so that we engage with our frontline teams as best as we possibly can. So thanks to Lisa again. Next we go to our central route. Elizabeth Harriman, for the work that you've done deploying the safety equipment all across the central route, thanks ever so much. Alex Organ-Voice, thanks for the work that you've done helping with the rail hub trials in the Sandwell and Dudley Delivery Unit. Alex, you always get positive feedback from a number of different places, so and I hear that, so thanks ever so much. Keep up the good work, really appreciated. I'd like to say thank you to everyone in the Sandwell and Dudley Delivery Unit for your hard work. You've now reached below 1% lookout working, which is a phenomenal effort. Thanks ever so much. I'd like to say thank you to the Saltley Delivery Unit. Thanks ever so much for the work you've done in Saltley. Good old chap here, he's just going with his fishing rod. I'm a little bit jealous. Excuse me about that. Yeah, so Saltley Delivery Unit, thanks ever so much for what you've done. Getting below 2% lookout working is no mean feat, and thank you for everything you've done there to reach those levels. Next I go to the team that's led by Dylan Edwards, so that's Claire Buckley, Tracy Cummins, Helen Sims. They've been rolling out a new safer and simpler planning system called Rail Hub in the and the trials are in the Sandwell and Dudley Delivery Unit. Thanks ever so much to everyone there for the work you're doing, going the extra mile and doing the trials. Much appreciated. Next we go to East Coast route, so Julie Crockett, section planner at York, Scott Wheatley, section manager, Newcastle, and Claire Baker, section planner at Darlington. Your recent help with our mock audits and our deep dive checking and verification work on the Safety Task Force work was much appreciated, so thanks ever so much to Julie, Scott and Claire. Thank you. Next we go to Western Route. I'm on Western Route at the moment, my home route as it were. On Western Route I'd like to thank Ian Winfield and Jessica Lippett. Ian and Jessica work for the route freight team, and the work that you've done acting as an intermediary with the freight customers with all the various terminals around the Western, and making sure that we can agree sensibly safe access to maintain the access routes into the freight terminals in a safe way is much appreciated. So thank you to Ian and Jessica. Also thank you to Tony Morgan and Robin Jenkins, who work in the route planning team on Western. The work that you do to help us secure the right safe access doesn't go unnoticed, so thanks ever so much to Tony and to Robin. Next we pop across to Anglia. John Dwerryhouse at Anglia, thanks for the work that you do on the route. An awful lot of work with the route safe access plan and making sure that we sensibly and safely secure the right access in Anglia. Thanks, John, ever so much for what you do there. Next we go to West Coast route. So Nicky Herons and Charlie Kingdon. The hard work that you're doing on West Coast Mainline South is really appreciated. I really appreciate what you do as well, and you always do it with a great smile, which is always infectious, and it's really nice to work and talk to you all, even if it is on the other side of the internet. But your smiles, thanks ever so much for those. Simon Reed, IMDM at Bletchley. Well done, Simon, for embracing the plan. To the safety improvement plan, the task force plan in Bletchley, and having a can-do approach. Thanks to Simon and all the team that work with Simon. Stuart Cook at Watford, your work on access point identification and upgrades and geofencing trials will bear dividends, and it will make life safer for our frontline colleagues that have to access railways. So thanks ever so much. Rachel Ike, IMSM at Stafford. So Rachel, thanks ever so much for the work you continually do to evolve and make the plan there at Stafford safer. Thanks very much to Rachel. I end up in the East Midlands, and in the East Midlands I'd like to say thank you to Joe Bucock and all the staff and colleagues at the delivery unit at Derby. The work that you're doing to passionately and personally drive the safety improvement plan in the East Midlands doesn't go unnoticed. It will bear dividends. I do notice what you're doing. It is great and well done. So thanks ever so much to Joe Bucock. That's me nearly done now. I'd like to say have a good week, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine while we've got it. Lockdown restrictions are reducing this week, so just be careful when you're out and about, and I'll catch up with you with an update in the near future. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.